these gunmen have travelled through the house, one or both. So there's probably a lot to be garnered from that crime scene.
There was very little forensic evidence recovered at the scene. We got the shell casing of the firearm that was used. So we would have been able to trace it back to the firearm if we were recovering the firearm. Marlo was upstairs in the box room, and I went up to see him. He was lying on his side, and immediately you could see, he'd 2 holes just at the back of his ear, left ear, and he'd been shot 6 times. He'd been shot in the back as well. And as I said, he was holding his scapulars when I went in.
So you think he woke?
Oh, he was wide awake, because all happened within a very short period of time. David Murphy, the plumber, had arrived with Anthony Campbell, and they had gone into the house when Elaine, his niece, Marlo's niece, was there. And she was going to bring a child to school, and she brought her younger child with her. But before she went up and she gave Marlo Hyland a number of Solfidine and a drink. And she'd been talking, and she told him that the plumbers were downstairs and that they might want to come into the room because they were looking at the radiators. The central heating wasn't working properly. And so she told him like that. Then she headed off, and that would have been around 9 o'clock. At 9:18, the plumber is David Murphy, who had left the house, was buying, because we knew from the receipt, in the shop that he was down in Finglas, he was buying plumbing equipment, and he arrived back to the house at 9, and we have him ringing Anthony at 9:28 because he couldn't get an answer at the door. So you're talking about a 10-minute period there. And our honest belief is that this happened shortly after Elaine left and David Murphy left. Once David left the house, the people who were waiting to come in saw him. They didn't know Anthony was in the house.
You don't think they saw 2 go in?
I don't believe they saw that, because they saw the van, but they probably didn't see the passenger getting out as well as the driver and going into the house. And when they went in, the first thing they saw was Anthony on his hands and knees down at the radiator in the front room. And we believe they held him, one of them stayed there and held him there first. Didn't shoot him or anything like that. They went upstairs and they murdered Marlo in his bed. And then they came down. I have a sense that they knew Anthony from the inner city. They knew that he'd be able to identify them. That's when they decided to shoot him.